A very good morning, viewers. You're watching Quick Morning. I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar, and this is your one-stop destination for all the top stories from the length and breadth of the nation, as well as from across the world and different sectors. So sit back and enjoy as we get you the top updates from across the country. PM Modi made a veiled attack on Congress, saying that Maoism is being eradicated from the forest but is spreading its tentacles in the urban centers as voice of urban Maoists is being heard in parties inspired by Mahatma Gandhi. He remarked that Naxalism is now on its last breath, with the number of affected districts reduced from over 100 to less than 2 dozen.
निर्णायक फैसलों से आज नक्सलवाद जंगल से तो साफ हो रहा है, लेकिन अब वो अर्बन सेंटर्स पे पैर पसार रहा है। अर्बन नक्सलियों ने अपना जाल इतनी तेजी से फैलाया है कि जो राजनीतिक दल अर्बन नक्सल के विरोधी थे, जिनकी विचारधारा कभी गांधी जी से प्रेरित थी, जो भारत की जड़ों से जुड़ी थी, ऐसे राजनीतिक दलों में आज अर्बन नक्सल पैठ जमा चुके हैं।
PM Modi spoke about his government's success in checking corruption in the delivery of government schemes and said initiatives have taken a faster pace and boosted the country's exports in several sectors, including defense. He said 18 years ago, in 2007, India's annual GDP stood at 1 lakh crore rupees, representing the total economic activity for an entire year. But today, the same amount of economic activity is happening in just one quarter, which demonstrates the rapid pace at which India is progressing.
आज हमारे टॉयज एक्सपोर्ट्स 3 गुना हो चुके हैं। 10 साल पहले तक हम अपनी सेना के लिए राइफल तक विदेशों से इंपोर्ट करते थे, और बीते 10 वर्षों में हमारा डिफेंस एक्सपोर्ट 20 गुना बढ़ गया है। साथियों, इन 10 वर्षों में हम दुनिया के दूसरे सबसे बड़े स्टील प्रोड्यूसर हैं।
BJP leader Sunil Sharma attacked Chief Minister Umar Abdullah over his remarks in State Assembly concerning actions of BJP government and said these were unwarranted and baseless. CM Umar Abdullah took potshots at BJP leaders in the assembly over some of the decisions of the central government, saying it had divided Jammu and Kashmir into 2 union territories, which is not how the then Maharaja Hari Singh shaped it. The Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister also referred to a recent remark of EAM S. Jaishankar and asked who is stopping the BJP government from bringing back POK.
मुझे बड़ा तज्जुब हुआ। एस जयशंकर साहब तो कहीं पे स्टेटमेंट दे रहे हैं, उसकी रिएक्शन उमर अब्दुल्ला साहब यहाँ हाउस में दे रहे हैं, जहाँ पे इनको जवाब देना चाहिए था। जो यहाँ के इनके एमएलएज ने इशू उठाए थे, उन इश्यूज़ का रिप्लाई देना चाहिए था। ये एस जयशंकर साहब की स्टेटमेंट का जवाब दे रहे हैं। भाई वो कहते हैं कि किसने रोका? भाई आपसे पूछा किसने?
In a joint operation, the Uttar Pradesh and Punjab police arrested an active operator of Babbar Khalsa International and Pakistan's ISI from Uttar Pradesh's Kaushambi. The arrest comes nearly 5 months after the operator escaped from judicial custody while undergoing treatment at a hospital in Amritsar. On the night of September 24th last year, a large cache of arms and explosives were also recovered from his possession. Rajasthan Chief Minister Bhajan Lal Sharma expressed grief and offered condolences to bereaved families over the Abu road accident. He informed everyone that appropriate instructions had been given to the officials for providing proper treatment to the injured. The deadly road accident unfolded when a vehicle carrying 7 people collided with a truck, resulting in death of 6.
303 बजे की घटना है। क्योरली सरहद में एक ट्रेलर और एक का गाड़ी के बीच एक्सीडेंट हुआ था। ट्रेलर भी अहमदाबाद से शुरू की तरफ आ रहा था और इर्टिगा गाड़ी उसके पीछे चल रही थी। एर्टिगा गाड़ी ट्रेलर के पीछे घुस गई। एर्टिगा गाड़ी में 7 लोग सवार थे, जिनमें से 4 लोगों की ऑन स्पॉट डेथ हो गई। 2 को हॉस्पिटल में लग के इलाज शुरू करवाया था, जिनकी इलाज के दौरान डेथ हो गई, और एक महिला घायल है जिसको इलाज हेतु यहाँ से रेफर किया गया है।
Kolkata police lodged an FIR against West Bengal Education Minister Bratya Basu, his driver and TMC leader Om Prakash Mishra in connection with the alleged violent clashes at Jadavpur University. The FIR was filed based on complaints by university students who alleged that the minister's car hit one of them during his visit to the university, leading to his hospitalization. On the other hand, TMC leaders had protested against the Students' Federation of India, the student wing of the CPIM, accusing them of attacking Minister Basu at Jadavpur University when he had come to attend the annual meeting.
You see, this was not a public interest litigation. This was an adversarial litigation wherein the students who were beaten up, their complaint was not taken cognizance of by the police authorities. On the contrary, the complaint lodged on behalf of TMC, those were all registered as an FIR, and in those FIRs, admittedly, none of the complaint, the incident of injury of the students was mentioned.
Punjab police conducted raids at 501 locations, leading to the arrest of 75 drug smugglers after the registration of 53 FIRs across the state. The raids resulted in the recovery of huge amounts of heroin, opium, intoxicant tablets and 1 lakh rupees drug money from the possession of the arrested smugglers. The raids come after the Punjab government constituted a 5-member cabinet subcommittee led by Finance Minister Harpal Singh Cheema to monitor the war against drugs. Well, those were the top national updates. Let's get you a quick roundup of what's making headlines in the world of business. PM Modi highlighted the nation's growth. He lauded India's growth story as well at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025. PM Modi highlighted India's economic rise and said that the country is soon to become the world's 3rd largest economy. He proudly stated that the world praises India for its success at its achievements. Sparked a new hope across the globe. He reflected on the dramatic transformation of the nation, recalling how India was once seen as a country that would drown itself and others, but today it is leading the growth of the world. He also highlighted how India's solar energy production increased by 30%.
साथियों, आज पूरी दुनिया कह रही है कि ये भारत की सदी है। क्या आपने नहीं सुना है? भारत की उपलब्धियों ने, भारत की सफलताओं ने पूरे विश्व में एक नई उम्मीद जगाई है।
Praising PM Modi's leadership, Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu said that India will be number 1 by 2047. He added that even the poshest locations belong to Indians. Naidu lauded Prime Minister Narendra Modi for being the right leader for India, emphasizing his role in bringing clarity, vision and progress to the nation. Naidu highlighted how Modi's leadership has strengthened India's global standing, contrasting it with instability seen in among other world leaders, and he also credited Modi's governance for India's strong foreign policy and economic growth, asserting that under his leadership, the country is poised for greater achievements. Reflecting on the semiconductor utility in the tech space, Vaishnav said that the country is moving towards a productive nation with a building tech infrastructure in the country. He said that India will soon be among the top 5 in the world in the next 5 years. And Vaishnav also highlighted the development of railways in the next 5 years with the upcoming new gen technology. The Union Minister also said that Indian railways will become the greenest railways with the upcoming new innovations. In a significant announcement regarding the Railways, Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw made a major revelation about the country's first hydrogen train from the stage of the Republic Plenary Summit 2025. He notified that the first hydrogen-powered train with the most powerful railway engines in the world would begin operations from May 2025. Now, viewers, from the world of business, let's tell you what's happening as far as Russia and Ukraine peace deal is concerned, Hamas and Israel ceasefire and hostage deals are concerned, and along with that, we'll get you all the other top stories from across the world. Russia's foreign ministry on Thursday rejected a peace proposal from France and Britain, describing it as part of Kyiv's European allies to offer a break to the embattled Ukrainian army. France and Britain proposed a partial one-month truce between Russia and Ukraine that would cover air, sea and energy infrastructure attacks. Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova said that the proposed break in air attacks and naval action mark an attempt to secure a pause for the agonizing Kyiv regime. She also said that Kyiv would use any pause in fighting to strengthen its military potential for subsequent attempts to take revenge. U.S. House of Representatives has censured Democrat Congressman from Texas, Al Green, for disrupting President Donald Trump's address to Congress earlier in the week. Green shouted at Trump after the Republican president said voters had given him a mandate not seen for decades. Green offered no regrets when he explained his actions on the House floor and said he'd do it again if he had to. The resolution against Green was also approved in a mostly party line vote of 224-198 on Thursday. And yesterday, dozens of families of the Ukrainian prisoners of war and lost soldiers protested near the U.S. Embassy in Kyiv. They called on U.S. President Donald Trump to push Russia to exchange prisoners of war, and prisoners of war families also signed an appeal to Donald Trump to help them in bringing back their loved ones home. Zimbabwe is submitting an application to join BRICS. This was informed by the country's Foreign Minister Aman Mudravira during his visit to Moscow. And the Zimbabwean Foreign Minister said that BRICS is one of the most important platforms for economic cooperation and said his country would benefit from any system that respects key principles of human interaction and human progress.
One of the most important platforms for economic cooperation that is based on principles of mutual respect and sovereign equality of nations. Therefore, Zimbabwe would benefit from any system that respects these key principles of human interaction and human progress, and BRICS is one of them.
Outgoing German Chancellor Olaf Scholz has called on the European leaders to act jointly in responding to tariffs threatened by US President Donald Trump. He said Europe is the strongest economic area in the world with its own opportunities, and that is why it is very important that she should act in this manner, in a united and determined manner. President Trump has threatened 25% tariffs on EU imports. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky arrived for emergency talks with European Union leaders on Thursday in Brussels. EU leaders are now holding a meeting to find ways to quickly increase their military budgets after Trump administration signaled that Europe must take care of its own security. US President Donald Trump jolted the European leaders as he embraced Russia and withdrew American support for Kyiv. Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has said that French President Emmanuel Macron's remarks are a threat to France and Europe. President Macron had said that he would discuss with European allies the possibility of using France's nuclear deterrent to protect the continent from Russian threats. Amid concerns over potential US disengagement, Lavrov called France's accusation that Russia is preparing war against Europe and France as stupid. Retired Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg, President Donald Trump's special envoy to Ukraine and Russia, has blamed Ukraine for the pause on US military assistance to it. He said that Ukraine brought this decision upon itself. He also added that Ukraine was given a fair warning by the White House before President Donald Trump this week ordered a pause on US military assistance and intelligence sharing with Kyiv.
Candidly, they brought it on themselves. The Ukrainians, what I mean by that. Look, when we were in the Oval Office last week on Friday, and I'll kind of give you the background a little bit of it, is when we talked with President Zelensky before that meeting, there were 13 U.S. senators at Hay Adams. And we said, okay, this is like stage managing. This is what you want to say. It's basically going to come in. We have this precious metals deal. You're going to sign the deal. You're going to have lunch, have a press conference, exit stage right, and you're good to go. We continue to go. What happened became a very combative press conference that went on for almost, 50 minutes. That caught everybody a little bit by surprise. I was, right there. And I think what happened is they said, wait a second, this is not what we thought this was going to be. You don't negotiate peace discussions in public.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer has criticized Donald Trump administration's Education Secretary Linda McMahon for budget cuts in Education Department. He said that Secretary wants to detonate the Department of Education and that the blast radius of this order will harm nearly every child in the United States, every teacher, every family, and every single community. This controversy triggered as Trump administration pushed to slash funding that colleges and universities rely on.
He's using your kids' education money to give tax breaks to his billionaire buddies. It's that simple. He's looking to find any money he can so his billionaire club can pay even less taxes. And this is why every single Democrat said hell no to the nomination of Linda McMahon, one of the only nominees in history tasked with destroying the very agency she's trying to lead. Linda McMahon wants to detonate the Department of Education. So why is she taking the job? Just to be destructive.
The Lesotho government has raised its concerns about US President Donald Trump's comments that nobody has heard of the country through diplomatic channels. President Trump mocked Lesotho while criticizing some US foreign aid contracts as a waste of money in his 99-minute speech to Congress on Tuesday. Lesotho, a landlocked country in southern Africa, has long been a recipient of US aid, primarily through initiatives focused on HIV or AIDS prevention, LGBTQ+ rights, and economic development.
Somebody as high-powered as President Trump denies us in such a high-profile setup. It is understandable. We would have to do something. So we have followed all diplomatic channels to register our discontent.
Viewers, from what Sunil Chhetri said to what's happening in Dubai in the run-up to the Sunday showdown of the Mega Champions Trophy final, here are the top sports stories that you need to know. Indian football icon Sunil Chhetri has decided to come out of his international retirement to help the national team in the FIFA-friendly assignment scheduled this month. The sports apex body in the country said Chhetri returns to the team which he led for more than a decade ago. New Zealand skipper Mitchell Santner acknowledged India's familiarity with the slow pitch here at Dubai International Cricket Stadium, but said his side is ready for a scrap in the Champions Trophy final. The Kiwis arrived in Dubai on Thursday evening ahead of the ICC showpiece title clash against India on March 9th. Australia's Paul Reiffel and England's Richard Illingworth will be on the on-field umpires, while Sri Lanka's Ranjan Madugalle will be the match referee for the Champions Trophy final between India and New Zealand. Rafael, 58-year-old, a former Australian fast bowler with more than 200 Test and ODI wickets, was one of the on-field umpires during South Africa's semi-final against New Zealand in Lahore. Illingworth, a 61-year-old, a former England left-arm spinner, was part of the action in India's last 4 clashes against Australia in Dubai. South African batter David Miller ruled the no ideal travelling situation for his side before the semi-finals after the Proteas fell short in the knockout stage against New Zealand in the Champions Trophy in Pakistan and the UAE. With the uncertainty over the semi-final opponent, both Australia and South Africa travelled to Dubai on March 1st night, fully aware that one of them will have to return to Pakistan, and unfortunately it was the Proteas. Miller, who admitted that New Zealand were the better side on Wednesday on a flat wicket in Lahore, reckoned that the logistics could have been handled a bit better. Ahead of New Zealand's face-off against India in the Champions Trophy 2025 final, veteran batter Kane Williamson feels the Indian team has real clarity of how to operate on pitches in Dubai International Cricket Stadium. Having played all of their matches in the tournament at the Dubai-based venue, several cricket experts have also called out that the Indian team is receiving an unfair advantage due to its stay and games in one city. Williamson didn't specifically mention the advantage, instead compared it to New Zealand's upper hand of understanding the Lahore pitches where they defeated South Africa in the semi-final. Former Pakistan Red Bull coach Jason Gillespie has called current head coach Aqib Javed a clown after the latter reasoned Pakistan's early exit from the Champions Trophy 2025 to the constant change in the country's cricket board. The men in green were knocked out from the tournament in the group stage itself after failing to win any of their two completed matches they took part in. Pakistan became just the second host team to be knocked out of the Champions Trophy without a single win to its name. History has been created in the ongoing WPL 2025 season in game number 16 of the tournament between Mumbai Indians and UP Warriors on March 6. It was Mumbai's Amelia Kher who was the standout performer of the innings. The clash saw UP Warriors coming into bat first, and it was Kher's excellent run with the bat and the ball that stunned UP. The star all-rounder bowled a couple of spells of this particular innings and conceded just 38 runs and took 5 wickets as well. In doing so, Kher registered as a joint world record to her name. It is interesting to note that this was Kher's third 5-wicket haul in the T20 cricket across the globe, and in doing so, she became the only third player in the world to take 3 5-wicket hauls in T20 cricket. Former South African cricketer AB de Villiers has praised Virat Kohli's phenomenal contributions to the Indian Premier League and also Royal Challengers Bengaluru. De Villiers opined that winning an IPL title with RCB would be the perfect end to Kohli's illustrious career. Despite being the all-time leading run scorer in IPL history, Kohli is yet to win the championship for RCB. New Zealand claimed their Champions Trophy semi-final matchup with South Africa, which they won by 50 runs in Lahore. It was the Proteas' only defeat of the tournament. Bavuma also told that he was personally accountable after he was unable to turn a solid innings into a big one, a problem a couple of the Kiwi top order batters didn't have after both Rachin Ravindra and Kane Williamson, both of them scored centuries at better than a runner ball pace. Foreign internationals Vernon Philander and Tim Southey have backed Mohammad Shami's call to revoke the ban on saliva usage on the ball to bring back the reverse swing in play. The ICC had banned the usage of saliva on the ball in May 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. On a temporary basis, the ban was made permanent in September 2022. Indian speedster Mohammad Shami has raised his voice to revoke the ban to get the reverse swing back. Now, to sum it all up, let's get you the top stories from the world of entertainment. In a tragic incident coming in from Atlanta in the United States, Roy Ayers has now passed away as he was at the age of 84. Ayers' family wrote on social media that the artist known as the godfather of neo soul died on March 4th in New York after a long illness. Roy's international hit Everybody Loves the Sunshine has been sampled countless times and paved the way for neo soul and acid jazz. Pamela Bach, an actor and the ex-wife of Baywatch star David Hasselhoff, has died at the age of 62. Also known as Pamela Hasselhoff, Pak appeared on The Young and the Restless and met her future husband on the set of this particular series and also his series, Knight Rider. The Los Angeles Medical Examiner's Office reports that she died on Wednesday and the cause is still under investigation. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis watched the movie Chava and praised it. The movie tells an inspiring saga of Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj. The Chief Minister watched the movie during the screening organized for MLAs and MLCs in Mumbai. He congratulated the movie makers for portraying the life of Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj. Never afraid to go in his own fashion direction, Timothy Chalamet, wore a custom Givenchy soft yellow trouser and short jacket leather combo to the Oscars, while Elle Fanning wore Sarah Burton's Givenchy. It was a classic Hollywood white gown with a sweetheart neckline and black belt with long tails. WWD editor Leigh Nordstrom described Fanning's gown as sort of an inverted look of the famous Julia Roberts Valentino black and white look. Well, viewers, that's all we could pack for you in Friday's edition of Quick Morning. But stay tuned to Republic TV as we get you all the latest from across the world.